Well, hello everybody. It's Friday, the 25th of May, and it's time for me and Mrs. P to do our live Friday morning chat, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you then this morning, Mrs. P? Hope you're all right. Are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Bit bunged up, but that's the norm lately.
Yeah. Well, that ain't coming on. Wonder why.
What's that?
The video ain't come up. So I will have to do that again. I've had the right job because it's been mucking me about this morning.
Oh.
I was going to start earlier on, and I went on, and then it come update. So my computer updated. So I've got 2 live streams because I created it twice by mistake.
Oh. Well, I don't hear anybody in the chat or anything yet, but 2 watching.
Yeah, well, I don't know where it is. Where is it? Yeah,
I'm watching now.
Yeah, let's see if it'll go now.
Yet, but 2 what?
Yes, it's on now. Got it.
Are we okay now? Back up to 2 watching now.
Yeah, that's better. So, did you have a good evening last night?
Yeah, we're all right. Same as I said to Pixie after we'd shut the live stream down. It was quite a good chat last night, weren't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So we've got 3 watching, but no one in the chat at the moment. Then.
No. Hey.
Hello. 2 likes.
Glowan Estinor.
Yeah. Good morning, Estinor. How are you then? I don't know whether it'll be morning, evening, or afternoon. So, what we got to talk about today on this morning's?
All your friends in?
Yes. Hello, Alicia. Good evening, she says to Mr. Eagle and to Jeanette. Yes, I see. I think she's been on live as well.
Loan says afternoon watching here in Dubai.
Oh, oh, that's a nice place. I wish I was there because I don't know what it's like in Sheffield.
It's absolutely It's raining.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely chucking it down. You know, I took Pat because she's got choir practice today, so I took her and. You know, I just went out the door and I got wet through because it was blowing as well.
Yeah, well, you see, for like a week or 2 now, Callum had to wear his coat.
Yeah.
But he's had to put his coat on this morning.
Yeah. Kate, how do you feel? Do you feel as though you could come on this morning, or are you still poorly? Have you heard from Kate this morning at all?
No, nothing. Some as I say, sort of spoke briefly yesterday, and she said she wasn't feeling herself. So
yeah. And what do you think about our Crimson winning your giveaway?
Well, same as I say, it were ever so spooky because he went into Random Life Productions giveaway, and he says, "Sorry, I forgot to enter." And I said in the chat, "Oh, it's all right, Crimson, you entered into mine." And I did say, like yesterday, "Oh, that's spooky," because I'm only saying you're entered into my Crimson.
Yeah. Just trying to find out where I've put. Where did I put the big red bear? Because I cannot remember because I can't find his email this morning.
Well, same as I said like last night, it was purely coincidental because everything was put in a bowl and that Pixie actually did pick the 2 out. So it were, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, really was, wasn't it? You know, I mean, me winning the one on Random Life Productions and Crimson winning your one.
That's it. Kate says she feels very unwell today.
Yeah. Oh, well, I hope she gets well soon.
That's it.
We do miss her on here, don't we?
Yeah, same as I say, we're not hearing from her all day yesterday. I said, "Are you okay?" And she says, "I'm not. I'm feeling unwell." And you know, so
yeah. And how do you feel yourself? Because you've been a bit down.
I'm still like all bunged up. Same as I say, I don't think it's a cold because I don't feel unwell with it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I you know, I put it down to either hay fever or trouble with sinuses, because I do have trouble with my sinuses every now and again.
Yeah.
But you know, it's when I have trouble with my sinuses, it's like all ear, and then sort of here on bridge of my nose, where, you know, like here where it's hurting me. But apart from sort of sounding bunged up and whatever, I don't feel unwell, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So me and the Eagles have both got us coffees. Look.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, I can't do anything this morning on this computer.
Oh dear.
Well, it's updated. I've just tried to sign into my Twitter account and it won't let me.
Kate says, "Oh, I miss being up with you guys. Feel like forever since I had a good proper laugh. Although your lives are keeping me smiling and distracted."
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have missed her, haven't we? You know, I mean,
well, that's it. I mean, you'd have had a laugh yesterday morning, but we're not going back to that subject.
well, we can if you want to. I don't think we should. I'm about to make a coffee. I've had a nap, still have the sniffles, and she's made a poached egg, Alicia.
Oh, I've just had toast for my breakfast.
See, I don't know how to, because you said it's Alice and Crimson calls Alicia. So I wonder what it is.
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah,
but
I haven't.
It is like Alice, but replacing the I with the Y.
Yeah, I know. Well, let me chat on Messenger for some. Yeah, mine's all played up because it's that. I turned it on this morning about 20 to 10 to get it all set up, and it came update, so it did that. Put it on, and I've tried to share this in my Twitter, and it won't let me sign in now.
You see that? You see, this is the thing. Since
Alice, yeah, it is Alice, yeah.
See, it's not very often I'm wrong, Mr. Eaglevp.
No. Well, women are never wrong, Jeanette. Always right. If us fellas listen more to the women in our lives, we'd be better placed, wouldn't we?
Well, going back to the Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Since all updates has been done, I found out I couldn't log into mine, and I've changed my password and everything, trying to sort of get onto Facebook Messenger. And the only way I find I can do it is if I keep myself logged on to Facebook.
Yeah.
Because normally, if you know, let's say I'd go on my computer,
yeah,
I'd log out. But well, it's pronounced Alice.
Oh, so that's how you do it, is it? Is that how it is?
And DJ Ian's in as well.
Oh, do you want to come on, Ian? Because if you do, I will send you. He has problems getting on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But I will see if it will send him an invite.
See, that's since all this Windows 10 update and whatever.
Yeah.
Because I invited somebody called Jelly Duck yesterday.
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
And basically they were saying that as soon as they pressed on it, and DJ Ian was having the same problem the other day.
Yeah, I've sent him an invite, see if it works. Yeah, I've sent him one, Ian.
He says send us an invite, see if it works. We see, I mean, Eaglevp sort of invited me before we started, so I just clicked on it, and it obviously but it's been in a pain in the rear lately.
Yeah.
But you see, what Ian actually came on mine on Friday night.
Yeah.
But for some reason, all of a sudden, it booted him out, and then he couldn't get back in.
Yeah, I know. That's it, innit? I thought I'd saved his email. It's all right. I'm looking through all my emails that I've saved.
It's all right. I can send it you through Hangouts if you want, Keith.
I just can't think where. I'm sure I saved it because I save all the emails just in case they ever want to come on, because he don't look like he's got the invite, does it? Oh, what was it? Yes, I know where. I think I know where it is. I think I do. Let me.
Name of a car.
Hey, yeah, I know.
Name of a car.
I know it is. Just see. Oh.
It's all right. I was just going to post it to you, but if you've sort of remembered.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Sankwich. Eaglevp, all is well. Much love, everyone in the chat too.
Yeah, Ella. It's all right. I'm just seeing if I can find it. But what did he send me? Where did he send me it? I can't think where he sent me it now.
He's put, nope, still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, he must have got your invitation. It's a right pain in the buttocks.
So if I put the link in, see if he can come in on the link then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
I can put that on for a few seconds. I don't like doing it, but I can put it on for a few seconds, can't I?
You see, I tried everything other night. I tried sort of sending it via Hangouts, sending it via email.
Yeah. So it'll be on for about 10 seconds. So just click on the link. And anybody else who wants to come in, click on the link. I don't mind. As many as you want can come in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to remove it now. Put the Hangout window back up.
Well, that is it's same as like you, me, Pixie. You don't like actually putting it in the chat because of all the trouble that Pixie had.
Yeah. Can't buy link either. Oh, is Alice on now? Good morning or good evening to you, Alice. How are you? Alice, say something to me. So I don't know any other way of getting Ian on. Do you?
The only other one is via email, but I mean, if it's not working via the link or whatever, I mean, it's you know, it's not probably not going to work. But you can try it back via email. You know, the invitation thing where you can mail.
Yeah, it's Land Rover something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Remind me.
First 3 numbers.
Land Rover. 1, 2, yeah, at. Hotmail, isn't it?
Yeah.
.uk.
I think so.
Yeah, that's it. So I've sent him it via his email.
Hey.
Hello, Mr. Crimson. How's Crimson? Hello, Andy. How's Beach Andy? Good evening. So why is Alice not? She's joined us, but she's not said anything yet.
Hey, how's Beach Andy's in as well?
Yeah, and the Big Red Bear. I've sent you an invite, the Big Red Bear, and you haven't joined us, Vicky. So come and join us.
How's Beach Andy says he's been droning this afternoon.
Oh, it's all right for some, innit? You know, because we've got the flaming good weather over there. Hey? You know, I mean, look at us.
It's the proverbial raining cats and dogs here.
Yeah.
And hey, it says.
We have microphone.
She can talk to us now. How are you, then, my lovely?
I'm doing very well. How are you guys?
All right. We had Crimson on the panel last night. He won Mrs. P's giveaway. He's going
Congratulations.
he's going to make a lemon drizzle cake when it arrives in Toronto.
Oh, that sounds very tasty.
Oh, what there's been a terrorist attack in Ontario as well. Like I mean, Crimson.
Oh, wow.
Crimson could probably update us on the situation.
That's crikey.
Yeah. It was on the news this morning. So if Crimson wants to give us an update on the situation,
I sent him an invite, because
there wasn't. It said there wasn't anyone. There wasn't any fatalities, but there was quite a few injured.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's crazy.
There was a situation.
It says there was a situation.
2 men arrested for attack. Oh. So aren't you coming on, the Big Red Bear, Mickey? 15 injured.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I know I sort of seen it on the news briefly this morning, and it was in Ontario in Canada.
Yeah.
I thought, I think it was at a restaurant, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of it happening all over the world.
It is.
I think it was like earlier on this year, or it was like last year or something like that. But it was to do with like this person here in Australia, in actually Melbourne City. Some person ran through the traffic lights in the city and mowed down like a lot of people, including children and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's becoming a regular occurrence. It says, Big Red Bear says it was an Indian restaurant. I knew it were a restaurant of some type. Yeah. But there wasn't, it's happening all over the world, this sort of not just the Brits, it's happening all over the place now.
Yeah, it happens in Australia, it happens in America, everywhere basically. And in one moment you think it's all right, it's all calmed down. It's basically the eye of the storm. When it all dies down, it's all gone quiet and nothing's happened for a while, something starts back up again.
Yeah, well, I think that's the aim of what they're doing. They wait until everything quietens down and everything, because they know here in the UK that police officers, etc., have been told to be vigilant, unattended packages, etc.
Yeah.
And I think
and it's crazy because they do all this planning and all this.
But you see, what gets me so angry is the fact that they're targeting, not just adults, children as well. You mean like, we had a minute's silence for the Ariana Grande Manchester Arena bombing the other day, and there were children killed there as well. So
that actually made me cry when I heard about that. That was just very saddening. And as a mother myself, when I saw that, I was just like, why is this happening?
Yeah, I want to say, I was saying the other day, it's rather close to my heart because my nephew, my sister's son, and his girlfriend were at that concert, and they left sort of just moments before the bomb went off.
Oh, crikey! That's
they were lucky.
Wow.
Yeah, and where the lorry plowed through the Brussels market thing. They're actually there the week before that as well.
Oh, wow.
And they were actually in that marketplace just a week previous to that as well. So,
oh, wow.
Nick says, morning, only a quick visit off to college, got the students' graduation day.
Yeah, and he's not looking forward to public speaking because he hates it. Yeah, I wouldn't like that, Nick. I think I'd get a bit tongue-tied. I don't like this. When I hear on live, I wish you know, I should just do what Alice does and just put my picture on.
I wrote the other day. Until me starting YouTube, I wouldn't even appear on camera. I wouldn't, you know, anything. But
Eaglevp, how are we, sir? Hello.
Hello there, Mickey. Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
And you know the lovely Alice?
No, I don't think I've met.
You know,
that's why it's all dressed up.
Yeah, if she starts this morning, I'm going to turn the camera off because I'm not.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah, because I went rather red the other night, Mrs. P. You know.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean,
I can't help it if I'm a lot of fun.
I went into Vlog from the Bogs chat, and I just says, you know,
oh no,
I'm just dropping by to show my support because we were like getting ready to go to bed because it was gone 11 o'clock. So I basically missed it. So
well, I had to get off because of my ears. I was doing some funny things, so my little ears.
Osby Chandy says, yes, I think you should, Keith Law, you handsome man.
Good morning, Angel. Nice to have you in as well.
Equinox says it's a shame I can't film, but data protectors would have been a cracking video. Well, same as I was saying the other day. I mean, when we went to Callum's Diamond Phoenix Award, we weren't allowed to film in the hall itself, but you were able to take photographs outside with your own son or daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My guy's always following me.
Crimson, did you watch it last night then? Did you watch it all and see my big red face?
Oh. And Nick says, is this the lady in question?
Yeah, yes, Nick, it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I fully expected
Crimson. Oh my gosh. I don't do anything to offend others. And if I do, I do apologize if I have.
No, you was all right. But I didn't expect Mickey in because I expected Mickey to be on the first flight to Australia.
So in retrospect, the bad girl boy interview with me is quite tame then.
Well, I don't know yet because when it happens, it'll happen, won't it? That bad boy. It was vulgar. Oh
yes, it was vulgar.
It was vulgar. How so? He asked me a couple of questions. I was being truthful, okay, and I can't help it. But be honest.
I don't want to sound like a mug or like just like an asshole, but I reckon you should just be careful what you say because people can report you for like sexual content and that, and obviously you can put a age restricted on it, but some people don't always click that button. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get out there, Alex. You need to be careful.
My streams are always age restricted.
I don't care what you say. To
be honest, 100%.
But I'm just saying, just be careful because it's not true.
I am so happy that you bring this up because I felt the same way about a few other people's channels, and I was like, well, you're drinking and doing this, and this just does not bode well for you.
Yeah, but
and you got really young people watching your channel, and you're doing this. That's bad. You should have it age restricted.
Situation. You're saying drinking. Do you mean drinking in parties when they've got music, or are they drinking?
No. I'm just talking about in general. Like if you're doing something that isn't something that a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old kid should be watching, you shouldn't be doing it at all, and you should have it age restricted in that retrospect.
But then, what about if let's say I'm 13 years old, which I'm not, but let's say I'm 13. And I watch my father have a drink on the weekend. Does that make?
See, that's fine.
Does that make
fine.
my father a
But,
bad
like, I'm
person because I
saying-
watch him drink?
No.
Or
No, what I'm saying is if you're doing like alcohol, drugs, and other things
oh
like
no,
that
this is drugs.
on your channel,
I'm on about
Like,
alcohol
yeah.
because that's what you mentioned. You mentioned the word alcohol. You didn't really say drugs. Now you just
no.
mentioned.
I've seen other people, and I've seen that they haven't age restricted it, and then they have like these really young kids come into that chat, and young as like 16, 15 years of age, and I'm like, you should not be.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Alice. I'm 21 in a few days. Yeah, let's say I like a good old
That's
smoke.
lovely.
I like a good smoke of the marijuana. I love it. Yeah, let's just say that I love it. Okay, but if I'm gonna record myself playing games, would that stop you from watching me because I'm smoking a plant, not a drug?
Nope.
Truth be told, weed, marijuana is not a drug. I'm sorry. People
I'm not. I'm
it's
not
a
saying
drug,
that it is a
blah,
drug.
blah, blah.
I'm
No,
not saying
not
that it is.
arguing.
It's
No, I'm just
medicinal. It has medicinal properties.
But I do understand when you mean drugs. Are you coming across people who do cocaine or crack? What kind of drugs do you see? If you're saying
I'm talking about people who, do it in a way that is not socially acceptable. That's
Right,
what I'm
okay.
saying.
So can I just ask a question on my live streams? I smoke a cigarette. I mean, is
That's
that
fine.
you know?
I have my camera off. I smoke cigarettes whilst my camera is off. I do it. I smoke cigarettes.
Put your camera
I'm
on. What are you hiding?
You know,
Wait.
and I mean, it comes back.
I just look really pasty and white, all right? I look pasty and white because I've been sick for the past few days.
I'm fat, but I don't care.
No, you're not.
People look at
Don't
that.
put yourself down like that.
Come on.
You know, and it always comes down to this same situation when you get people coming into your chats or whatever. I'm sorry for taking over, but what I do in my own home is my business and nobody else.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not breathing my smoke into anybody's face, etc. Because me and Pixie both smoke. So what we do in it, you know, and we have this, you know, conversation many a time. Like there was a certain person came into his chat last night, and you know, when it put that fag out, you know, and basically Pixie banned him, and he says, "Well, look, what I do in my own home's my business, not yours." You know what I mean? I'm not.
That's exactly right. You're not harming anybody. And you're not, you know.
I'm just giggling because Crimson said, hang on, I hate when the people call weed drugs. Now, again,
I never called weed a drug.
Yeah,
but that's not what I was implying.
Here in the UK, it is classed as a drug.
Yeah, okay. Legally, yes, it's drug, and yes, it's a drug, but
because it is illegal in this country.
But where
it's illegal here as well in Australia. So
it's illegal.
Marijuana is a drug here. So you know, I'm not calling it a drug. That's what it's called by the government here.
I don't want to shout, but if we're going to get technical about it, it is a plant. I'm sorry.
Exactly. The tobacco is a plant, but marijuana is a plant. A flower is a plant, just like a bloody tree.
I can't believe how much tobacco. I mean, I don't smoke tobacco.
Cronin says if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's not rocket science. You know what I mean? And yeah,
pretty good.
It's true.
Yeah.
And coming in like Haji Baji. Hello, Keith. I want to say hello. Good morning.
Everybody's saying it's a drug.
I'm just listening to it all and taking it.
Sort of agree. Yeah, at the end of the day, weed or marijuana, or as they said, marijuana. At the end of the day, it is illegal in this country and it is classed as a drug.
Yeah, it's the same here as in Australia because you know, we're all behind the times.
but I'm just gonna say this: my family, my mum and dad used to smoke. Yes, they go to work because my mum and dad work. You know, they come home. My dad wants to relax. Now, because he's coming home, I don't know why that's funny. He's coming home from a hard day's work.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at what somebody else said in the chat.
Yeah, Equinox Photography. I know what Alice is laughing at.
But let's just say you guys have had a good day, a bad day at work or something, and you just want to relax. What do you guys relax? You might have a glass of wine. You know, you might not too, but you might have a glass of wine to relax at night. You know, so why would someone start having an argy-bargy with someone who's smoking weed because they smoke weed? If you do what I do my gaming when I can, yeah. I don't do gaming all day. I don't sit on my backside doing gaming all day. I clean the house. Once I've done that, I go on this. But I'm not on it all day. That's just like my father. My father's a long-distance lorry driver. Not really a lorry driver, but he does delivery, and it's like furniture and house stuff and that. So he's going up, and I mean, yesterday he was in Preston. Now that's a long way to go from where I am. Now people might argue, say, "Oh yeah, your dad does pot or he smokes." I don't care. You know, my dad works for that. You know, he spends his money on what he does. He pays his rent. He pays the tax. So why would someone have a go at me because my dad smokes weed? All I'm going to say is just do one, because I don't care what anyone says about my dad. Yes, all I'm saying is I'm backing my dad up, saying he does his work. He comes home and
he's entitled to it. He's entitled to.
Yeah, of course he is. Someone might want to come home and have a glass of water, or someone might have a glass of, I don't know, red wine, or they might be addicted to the TV or something when they come home. You know, so but I don't want to get in an argument, but there's people out there who disagree with weed in the UK. You can't disagree with a plant being in the UK. You cannot put a petition up and say stop weed in the UK or stop growing a plant in the UK because it's Mother Nature. I'm sorry. Yes, it's grown, but weed, it's a plant and it's grown in the Mother Nature. You go to Romania in the gas stations, it's there.
Well, it's in some places because they have dope houses, so it's not.
True.
But you see, going back to that as well, here in the UK, they're now selling what they call CBD oil. Now that is derived from the plant, the cannabis plant. But it's legal, but it's got its beneficial things regards pain and whatever, but you just don't get the high from it.
Yeah. And they removed the removed the THC out of it, so people with arthritis or osteoarthritis or osteoporosis or whatever can use it for their joints. And
yeah, well, I know that. I mean, I've never tried it, but I have considered trying it because I am full of osteoarthritis. And you know, I mean, in Holland and Barrett, apparently they sell that as soon as it goes on the shelves.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, going back to, you know, I never actually smoked weed or anything like that, but I would consider using this CBD oil because, as a lot of people say, it's got its benefits as regards pain. You know, treating pain.
Yeah, well, for that usage, Jeanette, yeah, it should be, and it should be made available to everyone who suffers in pain. But
especially cancer patients,
purposes, no, because any drug for recreational purpose, you know, because what it does to you mentally over a period of time, it's something I would never ever touch. It's like smoking. I used to smoke when I was 17, 18, but I packed in at 18 and never touched, and I've never wanted a cigarette. But you know, I'd never stop anybody. I wouldn't put my opinions on anybody relating to smoking or drinking or whatever. You know, you look at the amount of problems that people have through drink. You know, I know a lot of families where they suffer because they have alcoholics in the family. And, you know,
so true.
People just, can't handle it now. It's like most weekends, because I live in a seaside resort, you ought to see the 18, 19, 20-year-olds that go out and they just binge drink. And you look at the problems that causes, not just to them, but to health services and the crime that's involved. You know, I mean, like I went down the other day, and one of the kebab takeaways, their window was smashed in. And when I got talking to him, he just says it was a couple of women who were absolutely K-lined and got a brick and they thought it was smashed the window.
Well, that's the culture nowadays, Keith. They're going out to binge drinking. So, I mean, you know, why do it when you're that blottoed that you can't remember what you're doing? You know what I mean? To me, going out and having a night out, enjoying yourself, don't mean getting K-lined.
No.
Exactly.
No, I can agree. I mean, that day I got arrested. Never forget it, man. I was 21 miles away from my home. 21 miles away. I had no money, I had no car, I had nothing. And I just wanted to get home. I was upset. I was crying. I wanted my mother. And I don't care. I mean, I just wanted to. There's no shame in me saying that. I wanted to get home.
Yeah.
The thing is, we were playing a game called beer pong, and they were like putting all these drinks in, and I've never done a cocktail. So I'm not a cocktail person. If I have a drink, it's got to be either lager or anything like lager related, or I mean, I might have a little tequila now and again, but I'm not a cocktail person. So when I started drinking all this, I was like, oh, what's all this? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting it all down me. And then I was with a friend, and they were arguing with their girlfriend and that, and I just wanted to get out. I really did. I didn't want to listen to anyone arguing, screaming. And so I was ringing 999, and they were like, what are you doing? 999, what are you doing? I want to get home. And because I kept ringing them, they were like, I've had enough of you, or we're going to send someone around and that, blah, blah, blah. And I just did a runner, and I got stopped 5 minutes from down the road from where I was from these coppers and that, and they were on the radio talking and that, and they said my name. I said, that ain't my name. I looked at them and I said, that ain't my name. Like trying to blag it and that, and then I just done another runner, and then I ended up at a headquarters, which would have been another 2 miles out of where I was. And that was it. I was taken down. I was handcuffed. I was put on the ground. And when I was handcuffed, I just wanted to be locked up. Something changed me. Something made my mind go, I don't want to be here anymore. I just want to be locked up. I want to get away from everything. And they rang my mum, and my mum was upset. And you know what? She even said to me, she said, that wasn't you. That wasn't my baby that I gave birth to when I seen him. And I just felt like so bad inside. And
I mean, I look at it this day. That's the trouble with youngsters these days. They think it's so cool to go out and get not yourself directly, but the youngsters these days. I mean, in my day, I'm you know what I mean. To me, a drinks, you do it socially. You don't go out like, you know. And you see them around Sheffield as well. They're absolutely off the trolleys. You know what I mean? They don't know what they're doing, this, that, and other. And to me, that isn't going out and having a good night out and enjoying yourself.
No. That's just making yourself look like a tit. But
so there, lesson learned.
Yeah, ultimately. Like
I was going to add my 2 cents worth in there, but I do apologize. But I'm 27 now. Back in the day, I used to drink every single night, like every single night. I used to be a binge drinker. I used to wake up at the crack of dawn.
I got the money to get there.
I was 17 years old, and I binge drank for a total of 1 year. I did not go to school for a whole entire year, because at the time I was not living at home. I moved out, and I was living with my ex at the time, and he was old enough to purchase alcohol, and so there was a constant supply of that. So I would wake up every morning and I would be drinking from the time I wake up till the time I went to bed. And that was the same old thing every single day. And now I'm 27. 10 years later, I don't want to drink. And if I do drink, it has to be for a very good reason. I go out and on a Saturday evening to go and have dinner, or to go and do something like go see a movie or whatever it may be, and I see people that are really, really drunk, and they are, you know, literally teetering on the edge of the pathway, you know, and you keep on thinking to yourself, this person, these people are going to get up onto the main road and get hit by a car, you know, and it's so bad because in where I live, there is hardcore illicit drugs.
Oh, yeah, is that Jeanette?
So, you know, it's so hard because I live in a suburb in a small country town where one half of the town is a really nice sort of quiet neighborhood, and the other is more of like council estate where it's just basically the government has, you know, it's government estate, you know, for people who are on the benefits and everything like that, and they sell, you know, marijuana, ice, meth, crack, you know, basically anything and everything. And you know, a lot of the people that are selling are usually the ones that you see out and about on a Friday or Saturday evening. And this is pretty much my reason of why I don't go out. I don't go out to any of the bars around here or any of the nightclubs around here, just because of the simple fact that they have a higher chance of having drugs on them. And I have been in circumstances that, if you think about it, is a sort of situation you don't want to be in, you know. I've been in those sorts of situations where I've had my drinks spiked because of people who sell drugs and people who, you know, take one extreme to the next, you know.
Yeah. So with having two youngsters on the panel, in Mickey and yourself, Alice, do you think there's any way that the authorities could sort the situation out? You know, do you believe we should start younger in teaching our children, the next generation, about drugs and other things? Or what is there any way of curing the problem?
I would love to say, you know, if you teach them about it in school, if that doesn't work, do some shock horror treatment. Take them down to your local police station, show them what the end result could be, because I guarantee you this, you will see someone that is coming down on meth or heroin or some sort of class A drug in a drug tank. It's just sitting there. And if, you know, that's
a lot of it these days is down to peer pressure.
Yeah, exactly. It's always about the peer pressure.
I mean, my son is 15 years old, is nearly 16. And basically, Pixie's warned him if he ever catches him doing anything like that, it will kill him. Well, not that literally kill him, but you know what I mean? I mean, we smoke, and we've sort of even said to him, you do know that smoking's bad for you. I don't want you ever to start smoking.
Yeah.
And as he started smoking, then, Jeanette, I don't think he has.
No. You know,
I think it's to do with kids that go to the school. You got to look at all the groups of kids. When I was going to school, I was, for example, back in 2003, I started grade 8, first year of high school. And there was different groups. There was a popular group, there were
year 8, grade 8, first year of high school.
Someone's echoing in the background.
You see, Darwin Droning's brought up a good point. He says raised penalties, sentences for the suppliers that are supplying the kids with drugs, but the UK prison system is no deterrent to drug dealers because they know that somebody will carry on where they left off, and when they come out of prison,
it's pretty much the same here.
It's not a deterrent. I mean, I've always said, you know, bring back capital punishment.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Here in Australia, there is no what they like to call a slap on the wrist kind of sentence. Basically, if you're a first-time offender, you get off any sort of prison time or anything like that, and you get off with a warning. Basically, that's how it used to be. Now it's no slap on the wrist. You have to go and do the time. And you can fight it if you want to, but you know, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, that's just extra time and extra taxpayers' money.
And you get off with a warning, basically. That's how it used to be.
This is what we're going back to our NHS system. Yeah, we pay national insurance, and when we get treated in hospitals, we don't have to pay. But in my opinion, it takes the Michael when you've got these drunks going out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. It's taken away from our NHS system.
Yeah.
To treat them for alcoholic poisoning, drug overdoses, etc. And now the NHS system is in debt all the time. You know, so, you know, I don't agree with, you know, they've started doing like what they call booze buses. You know, where they can treat people on the scene, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't clog up the accident and emergency for genuine emergencies like heart attacks, etc.
Yeah. So really, what is the answer? Because when you send someone to prison, they come out with a better education of how to be a criminal.
That's right.
It isn't no deterrent because their business still carries on whether they're there or not.
Exactly.
They probably do 7 months of a 3-year sentence or whatever. So what kind of deterrent is that in the? I mean, I'm all for bringing back national service.
Yeah, I have a perfect example. I know a person. I'm not going to bring up her name, but she is a local drug dealer here. I know her. I've bumped into her a few times, and she just she got raided, drug raided by the police, not too long ago, and she has just done her time. She got 3 months, and she's now back to doing what she did before, which was selling drugs.
Yeah.
Again, she didn't matter if they took all of her money and all of her drugs or whatever. She still has contacts. She has her dealers that supply her. She has other means of access to the drugs that she sells. So really, I'm with Jeanette on this. There is absolutely no way of stopping it. If you want to like get in on like every single drug dealer within the vicinity, then that's fine. That's going to take more and more and more money and time for the government and everything else.
Can I just say, if you do get involved, what happens? You end up getting stabbed or murdered anyway. So you might as well just leave.
No, because here in Australia, you can do this anonymous tip, which is basically you call up the proper inquiry, like they have a proper drug service in the police station here, and what you do is you call up and you go for those people. You go through them and you tell them like, hey, I want to do this anonymously, so these people don't find out who you are.
Sounds like a freaking snake.
Yeah, and
Yeah, there's still no answers to the major problems in life.
I was going to try and speak, Keith, about your answer. Like, the first question you asked was, what is there to do? And then obviously we started talking about drugs, and it's mainly money, isn't it? Because if you've got, okay, let's say you've got, I don't know what it's like up north, but I know it's hard to control a bunch of people when they're drunk. But down here in the south, they tend to just grab them and throw them around. But in obviously where Jeanette lives and where Keith lives, it's hard to group a load of people because you've got people running around, you've got the women kicking off. It's not just the men that kick off, it's women as well.
Yeah, agreed on that, Mickey. But, you know, you look at the situation throughout the world. It's not just a UK problem.
No.
It's a worldwide problem. And because there's a lot of money involved.
I'll be right back. My coffee pot's just finished boiling.
Because there's a lot of money involved in criminal activity. You know, I mean, criminal activity affects a large proportion of the population because it's not just drugs. You've got slavery, you've got prostitution, you've got gambling, you've got money laundering, you've got money lending, because there's fortunes to be made. Now, with the drug dealers, you don't see a drug dealer who's a taker of drugs. He's there to make the money out the suffering of what he causes, and the more people he can get involved or she can get involved, the bigger the reward. So to me, the answer, well, I haven't got an answer to it, but I don't believe in throwing people into prison. I think that if you commit a criminal act, you should then serve the community and pay back. It's like, to me, if you're a drug taker, heroin or whatever, or you're a drinker, you should go to somebody and talk to people who have gone through those problems and come out the other end.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you suffer with depression or anything like that, if you talk to people, it helps you. You can be put in a clinic and you still come out like someone who I know. I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but they've been in twice, and really it hasn't helped them at all. But why? Because they didn't take up the follow up by going to the AA, because they thought they could do it on their own. And you can't if you've got a habit of anything, you cannot do it on your own. You need help by true professionals. I don't know what Jeanette thinks on that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like going back to you get like a prostitute or somebody that's got an addiction to drugs come up in court, and they say, well, you can either take a rehabilitation order or you can take a prison sentence. Now, anybody in the right mind is going to go for the rehabilitation order. Not that they're going to take it seriously in any way, because it's like you're a drug addict. You're always going to be a drug addict. If you're alcoholic, you're always going to be an alcoholic.
The AA is broken down. Trust Barry to say that. Barry.
You know what I mean?
It's not about the AA.
A person's got to admit their own addiction before they can seek any sort of help. And that is the first step on. Step 2 recovery is admitting that you've got a problem.
Yeah.
And until that happens, until that person comes to realization that they've got an addiction, then no amount of help in the world is going to help them until they admit their addiction.
See, that is a very true point. That's very much the way any sort of addiction goes.
I'm about to just drop because I'm trying to put my shoe on. Just carry on, don't mind me. There we go, we're done.
Raven's just fetched up a point. Yeah, this is it. As I always say, I know a lot of people that have been in prison, and they come out with more skills of being a criminal than when they first went in.
So what happens, then, Keith? Like, what makes you think that that's right, and how they should get that, and why they should get that? Why disturbed?
As I've said, instead of throwing them in prison, like if someone stole something from you, that person should be made to work for you and pay back what they stole from you. If they are a drug dealer and they get caught, then they should help the community going teaching about drugs. You know, that they should be reformed that way. Because when
I'll put it this way, Keith. You know, if anybody ever stole off me and they come
cut their hands off
for me, they'd wish they'd never would have done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know, that'd be.
But Jeanette, if in law they were made to pay you back, work for you, and pay back what they stole, the value of, don't you think that would be a better deterrent than throwing them into prison where they get luxuries? They get all the meals provided. All right, the only thing they don't have is their independence.
Yeah, but from my point of view, if anybody stole off me, Keith, and they come to work for me, I'd chop their hands off.
Yeah.
I would never steal again.
So
but it's the only way you'd be able to deter them is to chop their hands off, because you know I wouldn't dare let anybody come in my house or come to work for me that had stolen from me.
Yeah.
No, when I'm getting in my house.
No, that's a deal breaker for sure. Like if you steal from somebody, it's like the trust is gone.
You ain't coming in my house.
And I've hit on this subject many a time. Pixie works 6 days a week, and I'm not having anybody coming into my house and stealing anything that my husband and myself have worked all these years to build up. And just because they need a drug fix or they need alcohol money, you know what gives them that right to come? I mean, when we were talking about self-defense, and would you attack anybody that comes into your house?
Yeah, but
damn right I would. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but. So you'd rather see him in prison then?
Well, no, I didn't.
Oh my gosh, you wouldn't even last.
I would just say I wouldn't like that person coming to my house and working for me when I know they'd stole off them, because they wouldn't leave me alive.
I agree with you. I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I don't mean personally into your house, but they would have to work to pay that debt that they owe you back in some way.
But would they? Because you know what?
When you put a person into prison and lock him up or air up.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I mean, because
it costs all taxpayers, you included, and Pixie, to keep them. And
Keith makes a good point. Yeah,
they're having a life degree. They come out with better skills, to criminal skills.
Yeah, that's correct.
You see, and this is why I'm talking about national service. They want some discipline in their lives. They want being made to join the army and know what discipline is, in my mind.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about prison is a lot of times when they go out into the world and try to get jobs within, like, you know, the prison, a lot of times they still have that prison life and they can't adjust. They actually want to go back to prison.
Yeah, fully agreed, Steve, on that. Yeah, because I know a lot of people like that who come out, they can't manage in life, so they commit a crime to go back. It's like, like the forces. If you're in the forces, you get a lot of people who, when they come out, can't handle civilian life.
They go AWOL. Yep.
Yeah, it's like all those, like, you know, prison movies where you see them come out, and yeah, it's actually well known for sure. Shawshank Redemption was my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I've actually been watching a documentary about it's in the States about women that go into prison pregnant, and they're doing like what they call a program where they can keep the baby up to a year if they've not got long on the sentence.
Jeanette, was that on YouTube? Because I think I saw that.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to think of the name of it now. Babies Behind Bars or something. It's in America, in Indiana, I think. And basically, because if they hadn't sort of got long sentences, but there were this one lady, and she got a little one, and a little one would just turn 1, and she was up for parole. Now, the first time she went up for parole, she wasn't given parole, but she went up and she was saying, I've changed, I've got, you know, somewhere to live, I've got a job lined up, etc., etc. Yet within 6 months, she was back in prison. You know, and she swore blind to the parole board, I'm never going, because she were in for drug dealing or something, because she was an addict herself. You know, and with all the best will in the world, she swore blind, you know, up and downhill, that she ain't going to go back in prison. I've got my daughter to think about. I've got somewhere to live. Somebody's found me a job, etc. But within 6 months, she was back in prison.
Because the drugs are so accessible, and they're so used to having their access to their dealers and everything like that. And because it's all within a near proximity to that person, it's so easy for them to dip back into that, because that's all they know. They're like, okay, yeah, you know what? 5 minutes worth of being clean and sober and clear thinking. Now I'm itching.
Going back
I'm
to the
itching.
fact that I made, if once you're an addict, you're always an addict, and
Exactly.
you've got to have the willpower and accept that you're always going to be an addict, but you try to keep yourself away from them situations. But obviously, a lot of them don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like you control your own destiny at the end of the day. It's like you got to keep yourself away. You got to lose contact with the people that you used to party with and stuff like that. Yeah, it's all in steps. You got to do it. It's not something you can do overnight.
No, it's not. And a lot of these people don't have like a lot of the support that they don't have a big support system. And that's where they slip back into their old ways, because they're doing it by themselves. Yeah. They're doing it by themselves, and the people closest to them don't want to help out because, you know, they're not, you know, and I'm not saying help out physically. I'm just talking about supporting, just being there, saying, hey, you know what, you're doing good. You know, keep it going, you know. And a lot of these people just don't have that. And so they just turn around and they're like, well, you know what? Because no one believes in me and I don't believe in myself because I'm so mentally messed up.
We see this is the problem. I mean, it all boils down to the fact that, you know, if you've got an addiction, you've got to resist that addiction, you know, and you can't do that without help.
Exactly. You need to.
Yeah, you need a support system. You need a support system that will help you through it, because
a strong one.
As much as you have willpower, you also need your friends at the end of the day. That's what friends are for. That's what family is for.
And if you don't have the right friends, and this is what I'm talking about, if you consider your drug dealers or your enablers as your friends, that's where you're going wrong.
They're not. Isn't it? If you class your drug dealer or your pimp or whatever as a friend, then you know you're going down the wrong path, basically.
It's like a drinking buddy or a smoking buddy or something, you know, like you go and you just do that. Like chances are you probably don't do any other activities together. We've all had those friends, you know.
Oh, I've got plenty.
Not everybody, but
I've known plenty of those people. I don't hang out with them. I don't even associate with those people anymore. Because
a lot of
they
people in
changed.
Toronto are like that. That's why, like, you know, moving out of the city is a good thing.
Yeah. I am just saying, I've had friends that were addicted, highly addicted to cocaine, to the point where their 2-year-old kid would be running around in dirty, soiled clothing and nappies and other stuff like that. And here's the thing. They would be on their couch, sofa, lounge, whichever one you want, just eyes rolling back in their head, don't even know what day it is. Not even realizing the fact that they have kids or whatever to take care of besides themselves. And these are the types of people, you know, that slip back into that sort of way because they don't have that support.
And
Exactly.
in my opinion, I mean, no disrespect, but them sort of people don't deserve the children, because I love all my children dearly.
Yeah,
you know, and I would never ever put my children in that situation. I would never pick drugs over my children.
It's like you gotta like draw the line at one point. It's like when you have kids, it's like you gotta choose. Like you can't do one or the other.
Exactly. And here's the thing. I had for a really good example, I had one really good friend of mine. I went to school with this girl, and you know, she was very, very hooked on the cocaine, and she had a child, a very small child at the time, and she really wanted to get off the drugs. And this is the difference between her and other addicted people that were addicted to drugs and stuff like that. This was the difference between her. She said, look, I don't want to go up to the hospital to get to go through sobriety because I know that the welfare system are going to take my child. And so we did the at home sort of detox therapy where I took all of her phones. I took all of her phones, all of her drug using memorabilia or what paraphernalia. That's the I was looking for the word. I took all of that, I threw it in the furthest bin that I could find, so she couldn't walk out of the house and go and get it from her bin, you know, her trash bin. So I then said to her, get in the shower. You're going to get in the shower. You're going to wash your hair. You're going to get clean. And that's it. I said to her, oh, you think it's going to be all of this? It's all going to be fine? It's all going to be peachy keen? I'll tell you what, the first week you're going to hate me, but by the end of it, you're going to love me. And I tell you this much, she has been clean ever since. And the thing is that it's
also, sorry to say, it's just a lot of people, they don't realize they have a problem until that defining moment where it just clues in. It's like you can't get help unless you admit to having a problem.
She admitted, she knew she had a problem. She admitted that to me.
That's exactly what I was going to earlier on. The person themselves has got to admit that they've got a problem before they can, anybody can help them.
Yeah, she realized that at 2 a.m. She had the big realization that she had a problem at 2 a.m. in the morning and decided that, hey, it would be a great idea to give me a call. It took 6 months for me to help her get clean and off the drugs. I got her into a program. I got her into seeing a psychologist and a counselor. And all the while that was happening, I was helping her look after her kid. And you know, I made sure that she wasn't hanging around the same people that she was, because, you know, they weren't real friends. They weren't by her side. And she realized that by the time the year was up. She realized that her drug dealers and the people within her circle were not real friends. Yeah. They were not by her side. I was there.
There was a friend while she was doing the drugs, and that was it.
Yeah.
Not a real friend.
No, they weren't real friends. They weren't by her side. And she realized that by the time the year was up. She realized that her drug dealers and the people within her circle
were not real
friends.
Yeah.
They were not.
Yeah, why am I hearing Elise like sounds like she's underwater?
Now, it's Jerry Giggles has just brought up a good point. What about prescription drugs then?
See,
Oh
now I cannot.
Oh,
I can answer that
that's a
because
whole new ball game. Yeah.
I was addicted to prescription drugs, believe it or not.
Okay.
But I have a question for you. Did you start as a result of like an injury, or you were sick and you needed it and you got addicted? Okay, it wasn't just like you decided to start popping pills.
Oh no.
Okay. I need to clarify that. Yeah.
As well.
It was a result of an accident that I had at home, and where I had fractured my lower back. I had 2 hairline fractures in my lower spine.
What did you do? What?
I was cleaning out the bathtub in the bathroom.
Okay,
And I slipped over and I landed on the edge of the bathtub.
How the hell did you manage? What? Oh my God.
And I didn't know. I didn't know what it was, but they gave me the strongest and most addictive painkillers and they prescribed me with a lot of really highly addictive
so you were in your bathroom, and your body, I guess, your body kind of like jumped in the air, and you.
No. I was cleaning the bathtub in my bathroom, and I slipped over in my bathtub.
Oh, you slipped. I thought you slipped.
Oh, that would hurt. That would hurt.
I thought you said flipped.
Yeah.
Oh
man, I wish I could do a flip. But I can't.
You don't want to do that.
It's like, at least as a professional backflipper, she's like, what?
You practicing in a bathtub.
I got 10s across the board for doing a backflip.
Oh.
There's only one type of backflip I like. Oh my.
You're naughty. Stop.
Oh dear, what's his chat happened?
Sorry.
Now we're back on sex.
Sorry, I haven't said anything vulgar since the cream pies. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're back on that, are we?
No. The cream pies are overkill at this point. Let's leave them out on the windowsill.
They need to chill, do they?
Yeah, they need to chill.
Can we get Barry on as well now?
We need some comic relief. We need some comic relief. Come on, Barry. Let's make them laugh.
I'm just laughing at what Keith said. I'm laughing at what Keith said. That we're back on the sex.
I got 10 across the board for doing
Spit it out, Keith.
I told Keith yesterday that I could see him, like when girls take cherries and put them in their mouths and like wrap them around and stuff and make like kind of like a pretzel. I was like, I want to see Keith do that in like slow motion. Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh,
that'd be pretty sexual.
Oh my goodness! I would have to turn the TV over.
Quick, can you get on that plane to Australia?
I think
laughing at what DJ input, and when I says I've got 3, it could make some money.
What were you talking about? Pussies again?
Yeah.
Barry, I've sent you an invite if you want to come on.
I actually made somebody laugh really hard today with the way I pronounced the word pussy.
Oh my!
The emphasis in her pronunciation
there. That word is like AKA demonetized.
Oh my!
I'm so sorry, but I was just reading all the chat, like the whole entire chat. I just clicked over onto YouTube and I saw the chat.
Wait, it's not.
It's all good.
Okay, and we're talking about sex.
Barry's sailing a bit close to wind with
sex is a natural thing, guys. It's not a taboo subject. We all do it.
Not 11 o'clock in the morning.
That's the best time. That's the best time. What are you talking about, Big Red Bear?
No.
Now, don't forget.
Wait, what? Morning sex is the best sex? Yes, it is. I mean, you wake up and it's great. I'm in the mood for a bit of cardio. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Don't know about anybody else.
Gets you going.
And I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's last thing on my mind.
I've sex at 6 in the morning. Oh my God!
Neither could I. Neither could I. I'm just like, you know what? I'm waking up.
It's get up, get coffees ready, get Callum's breakfast.
You know, there was a cover song I was gonna do. It was called "Can I Hit It in the Morning?"
Oh no.
No, but I decided not to. I decided to, have a little bit of a filter.
No, I think you should do that one with a collab with Alice or someone like that.
That would be awesome to have her on like track. That would be cool.
Oh my gosh, you've had me sing before, haven't you, Crims? Oh my good God.
Yeah. Well, I've also had like YouTubers talk over it. I've had YouTubers talk over a track. Like I had Happiness Sparkles go, "Oh yeah, it's Crims, baby." So like I could get you to do something like that.
Oh no.
Powell says she's glad Carter's still in bed.
Yeah. I think I need to just mute myself a minute.
Sex makes everyone smile. Oh,
it does.
Exactly. It's weird. Unless you don't want it, sex is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, unfortunately, not everybody can comment on that because some of us don't actually do the jiggy at the moment.
Participate, yes, we know.
Matthew says, so who do we have on the panel?
It's a one-player thing, too.
Alice, himself, and Eaglevp, who's hosting it.
And the other two people, just, you know what? They're just not that. Okay.
What did you say, Keith?
I says, am I hosting this? I'm listening to it.
Night Owl says sex is not a bad thing when you're actually getting it.
It's so true.
That came from the Night Owl.
Yeah. Going back to the subject.
Oh my!
We're only talking about this subject.
Yes.
A certain person yesterday. When you're in a relationship, sex is not everything.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not. Actually,
this topic is making me smile. We were talking too much depression. Like this is great.
I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there. Funny enough, I was cleaning my mum's car a few weeks ago, and I've got a neighbour who come to me. They were just pulled up, and they were talking to me. They were saying, "Oh, you found yourself a girl, right?" I said no. I said, who wants a big girl? She was like, "Oh, you'll be surprised." I said, to be honest, I'm not really looking for a relationship because, I mean, I'm a big guy, but I'm not obesity. I'm not like humongous. But I mean, I am a big guy. I'm like 16.7, which is about 100 and... I'm trying to think now. But in the 100 pound stand thing, 100 mark. But I mean, they were saying to me, "Yeah, I'm 21 soon." They were like, "You need to get yourself a girlfriend." I said, "I'm a big lump." I said, "Who wants a big fat like me?"
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. To me, look at me, and my ex said to me, "Oh, you'll never get anybody else because you're."
I'm here to admit this, but I prefer the bigger guy.
4 weeks later,
yeah, big red bear. Like
because I'm a tiny girl and it's winter time, and I like, the added insulation. So like when I'm sleeping and there is like a bigger person next to me, I don't have to get out of the bed and like lay down on the floor in front of the heater.
Oh my god! At least it's gonna cut him open and like hide in like the insulation. Look at Kimmel.
I was laughing. Darwin Droning's comment he puts it says rare as hen's teeth in this guy.
Look at those. But look at a lot of TV shows. Look at a lot of TV shows. There's always a bigger gentleman, bigger guy with like this really hot girl. So a lot of girls like bigger guys.
I guess so.
Are you saying that I'm hot?
A lot of guys like bigger women. I mean, take Pixie for instance. I mean, I met Pixie 4 weeks after I split from my ex, and it was the not as well as physical abuse, it was mental abuse. Nobody will ever want you. You're fat. You're ugly. Blah blah blah. But 4 weeks later, I met Pixie, and we've been married 15 years this year.
Yeah, and congratulations on that.
Yeah, congratulations on that, Jeanette.
That is a feat and a half for sure.
Yeah, I think you've done well putting up with him for 15 years.
I don't know how you could do it. How did you do it? What's your secret? 15 years.
How do you manage when he forgets to put Dirty Gertie in the boot of the car to go out flying, gets all the way there, opens the boot, and he realises he's left it at home?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Like this morning, he gets up. He wanted to go and put some petrol in the car, and he's saying, "Where's my keys?" I says, "Well, last time I seen them, they're on the table." Right, he got car keys. Went down to the petrol station, put some petrol in. Came back and obviously he's got the van, and then he says, "Well, where's my van keys then?" I says, "Well, they were with your car keys last time I saw them." "Well, they're not here now." I says, "Well, try looking on the floor then." You have to be the voice of reason.
Oh.
I
Exactly. That's what makes a great wife. Like when a wife can like put like perspective into a husband, that's a great wife to me. It's like
I'm just sort of reading what this says. Jeanette has done an amazing. I seen a picture the other day, Mrs.P. Oh, no woman should be proud. Yeah, and it were going back to the arthritis thing. I didn't do it for anybody else. I did it for myself because my health was suffering.
Exactly.
So.
But
what Richard said. I've been wed for 20 years and I'm waiting for parole.
That's great. That's great. I love it. But what I want to say about Pixie's channel and Jeanette is that they're a true testament of a relationship. Like they're best friends at the end of the day too.
Well, this is it. I mean, same as I explained it to somebody the other day. We bounce off one another. We have a laugh. We have a joke. But then
exactly.
We can have a serious discussion. You know what I mean? And we sort of, if I've got a problem, I tell him, and if he's got a problem, he tells me.
Oh, you see what the Night Owl's put? Just because she's a Christian, Steve, it doesn't mean I don't think about sex. Oh
la la, man.
It always
okay, now
my streams, Jeanette. It always gets to that.
Oh yeah, but going back to the marriage thing as well.
I have a mischievous smile. Just saying.
We've been together 18 years in December. We've been married for 15. Callum is nearly 16, and it only seems like yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
So you guys met in 1999.
Well, actually, the Christmas we sort of met on the 14th of December, going into 2001.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But obviously, because at the time, I was, legally I was still married, but I'd left my husband.
How did you two meet, if you don't mind me asking? How did you meet?
Funnily enough.
Oh, my God. Wow. I said I'm going to the local pub. See you later, everyone.
Plug.
Hello, bitches.
Yes.
He hasn't been in 2 minutes already. Saying the old big words.
I'm just going to make myself a quick drink. I won't be.
I'd say that.
I
understand.
We got this.
I've got backup. I've got juice.
He's going to get some wine. He's drinking.
I got
the
coffee.
Wine.
I have coffee.
He's drinking the wine.
I've got cream pie.
He's like, I gotta get in the zone.
How many minutes have you been? 12 seconds, and already you're talking about wet.
Barry, are you gonna make me work for that cream pie like you did last night?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't have to work that hard.
Like work like Rihanna.
Oh.
You know, it's funny. Last time, actually, the time that I was in Barry's Hangouts chat, that was hilarious. That was fun. I didn't even have to work for it. It was fun. It was funny.
I do all the work. Don't worry about it.
Like a perfect gentleman.
Oh my god!
Going back to Barry, I got a notification something about going back to the 80s. I thought, oh, good, we're having an 80s night, and it's something to do with his radio show.
Yeah, I've done a couple of promos.
That would be cool if we had an 80s night, like we all dressed up like 80s. Like I could see Jeanette like dressed. Like I would love to see Jeanette dressed up as like the Physical Girl by like, Olivia Newton-John. It's like I want to get physical. Like she has like the sweatband on and stuff.
In a fire brigade outfit.
And like we could dress Keith up like Madonna.
Oh yeah.
You like a Virgin Days?
I'll tell you what.
I'll dress up as Cyndi Lauper. How does that sound?
Crimson,
there we go. There we go.
Crimson,
I'll be MC Hammer.
Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah.
DJ is doing an 80s themes wedding tonight. Wow.
I'll either be Freddie Mercury or I'll be like Vanilla Ice or something.
Steve, you can dress up as Freddie Mercury and with his "I Want to Break Free" video.
I'm gonna have to check that out. And you know, if you challenge me, I'll do it. I'll somehow find a way.
He's doing the hoovering in the dress.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
no dresses. I haven't shaved my legs.
It was a short
Hang on. Let's have a look.
Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with hairy legs.
It was a short skirt.
Not mine. I have to exfoliate.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Is that the right word?
Exfoliate? What?
Oh yeah, black. Sorry, I said exfoliate.
What?
Oh god.
Oh my good god. How much dead skin cells do you have on your legs?
Get the wax stick out.
I got very ashy legs.
You know what, Crimson? I will happily wax your legs for you.
I need the wax. I can't wax. I need it all.
Like a bikini wax. At least he's gonna give me a bikini wax, like from head to toe. What?
Like that.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Steve?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh my god!
There you go.
Is that Dave? Is that Dave?
Ready.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
me.
Yeah,
I thought that was Dave. I thought Dave was vacuuming. I would do that. I would definitely do that.
Oh, that's a bit sexy. That's a little too sexual for my liking.
I'll make house cleaning fun.
I thought I made it fun, but that's
like there's things I can do with a feather duster.
Oh my god!
Oh my!
Ooh.
Dude, he fucked up.
Oh my!
Oh no!
That's like the Kool-Aid guy approved.
Oh yeah!
Oh no!
Well then, would you like my my French maid outfit? I got one that needs to be disposed of because the skirt's all torn.
Yeah.
But you can have it.
I would much rather see you wear it than me, to be honest.
Ooh, all right. Just when I get my new one in. All right.
Oh, Jeanette, this channel's going down.
I was just about to say, I not mentioned that I've got a PVC dress then.
Oh yes, yes, Jeanette.
That's good downhill.
We're going all out on this. We're going all like balls deep.
I turn the camera off.
Ooh, what was that, Kirsten? Repeat yourself. Was that
what?
you just saying balls deep? Did you just say balls deep?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh,
Yeah, that was an old saying I haven't said in a long time.
Oh.
Mamma mia! Somebody help me.
It's kind of a saying in North America, let's just say.
It's a saying here too.
Hello, we got
PVC and drizzle. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I haven't actually wore it in a long time because it is way too big for me now.
We should all do a group handle ASMR.
I'm not dressing up.
I was just going to say we should just do a bit of a bondage sort of moment.
Wow. Randall approved.
It just seems like with the PVC and everything else, I was just like, this seems so bondage. So bondage.
There's something about being tied down and just not feeling, you know what I mean?
And, when you come over, I'll tie you to exercise the bike.
Oh my god!
Thank you, bottom of the Woman Weekly.
Downhill. I need help. I
am in hysterics at the moment. Holy man!
Steve, when you come over, she'll get that thing and she puts a jam in the donuts for you, man. Spank on the bottom of it.
Oh no!
Oh god, that was just like a double whammy for me.
And she might get the duster out as well for you. Woohoo!
Oh.
We need Jeanette to explain how to fill a jelly donut. When Jeanette explains how to fill a jelly in the donut, it's great.
She'll flip with cream for you. Oh my!
Ooh,
she's just the best demonstration.
Yeah.
I think Keith left the room. Look, you've made Keith go.
And what's more, she'll get Chris to film it on Dirty Gertie.
Oh yeah.
Well, it wasn't that made it into an implement. It's a piping syringe type of thing. You know, it's you lot and your dirty minds.
Exactly.
Someone help me! I'm not.
I feel like we are a bit too immature to have
I have a story to tell you guys. I know you guys are gonna be like, "What the hell, Steve?" But I used to work at a gym, and like we would serve like Thanksgiving like dinner to like guests because it was like $600 a month. So like they had catering like stuff come out, and there's like stuffing and turkey and all that. So I had to like put it all out and like put out the dishes and stuff like that. So there was a lot of people that didn't speak English, and they asked what stuffing was. So I pretty much said when they remove the insides of the bird, and they take breadcrumbs and onions and they shove it back up the bird, and then we eat it after. They just looked at me so funny. They're just like, what do you guys eat?
Well, the part that confused me was the fact that Crimson actually worked at a gym. When?
It's like in the UK, we call it stuffing.
You call it what?
Stuffing.
Yeah. I've worked at a lot of gyms. I worked at like the front desk of a gym. I've done sales. I've done that's a lot. I've done a lot of part-time jobs like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah. I feel like it's different for a female.
I don't put this stuffing up at.
What's that?
There you go, Darwin. She wanted the red triangle. There you go. How's that for you?
It's all right. Darwin said this stream should have a red triangle in the corner.
Well, like a hazard sign.
Channel 4 used to do it years ago for the mucky movies.
What is the red triangle? And what does it represent?
Channel 4 over here, many years ago when it first started, when they used to put like a risque film on, they put a red triangle in the corner so people know, oh, it's a red triangle, we can't watch that. So that's what it was, red triangle.
Okay, then I'm going to put a red triangle in every time I do a coffee morning in future.
Wait, the red triangle is on like the whole show, or just
it's sort of like it's a sort of a. Well, let's just say it was a bit of a not triple X. It was a bit of a dirty movie.
I am, but
pornographic.
No, it wasn't that. It was soft porn more than anything.
It's like
we have like
after the watershed now, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we better do these coffee mornings at midnight.
And at late night for you,
I'll do a
Chris.
coffee. I'll do a coffee morning one time, or like
So
a
it won't be,
stream like
it won't be a
this if you guys
coffee
want
morning.
to.
It'll be an Ovaltine evening.
Yeah, we could do an evening tea with Crims.
Yeah.
You know, when Crims and I are in like the same chat, I feel like him and I are on the same wavelength. I don't know what it is, but I was being really good up until like Crims got in, and then it just kind of went downhill.
You were being good. You were being good for sure.
Yeah, she has been. Yeah.
I was.
How do I come on the panel? I'll tell you what, I'm going to start next week. I'm going to come, not a coffee morning, but in the evenings, come and have a glass of wine with you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Can't.
I'll make
He's
sure
like, I'm having some Merlot and we'll chat.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a late night one next week.
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
After midnight with Crimson and Alice on, just those two, you know.
Ooh. I'm very, very up for that.
The triple X sign in the
We call it late night with the bad boy.
Yeah. How's that? Next
To be honest,
The funniest thing is I had Keith speechless.
Yeah, she did, Alice. Yeah.
Hang on then. So if there's going to be a late show, late show, does that mean Crimson's
look out! Ian started the random thing. Late night with the bad boy and his wallpaper.
Crimson's got to dress up as a fairy, or what's going to happen?
Going the late night show as well.
Sorry, like there's like 4 people talking. I don't understand.
Pixie
I was trying to say about the late show with Crimson and that. So does that mean Crimson gets to dress up as a fairy, or do we not get to see his feather duster?
No.
Mickey, what do you mean gets to? He already does.
You need to see my like cover song videos. There's a lot of like androgyny and role reversals, and you know, Keith dressed up as a girl, and Pixie's channel was Beyonce one time in Single Ladies. You know, like.
You know what? I was just going to say.
Anybody's watched your thing where Keith's running through the streets naked.
Yeah, I thought that was a brilliant one.
I put Jeanette, did you see yours? I put you in something too.
Yeah, I did see it the other day. Were it not yesterday, day before?
It was my humps with Destiny. Yeah.
I did see it.
She was a backup guitarist. She was in the background.
Yeah. Oh my good God. Anyway, but I was just going to say, you know, Crimson, I knew you had a magical wand, but feather duster? Come on.
And anyway,
it's an all-in like 3-in-1 type of like item. Like it converts into different things. I'll let you guys decide on what it is. It's a multi-purpose tool.
Is it like a Swiss Army knife, except not?
Let's just say it's a pervy Swiss Army knife.
Oh, does it do magical things?
Yeah. It has 4 settings of magic power.
If you touch it, it grows bigger.
Does it have different speeds? I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Like, does each?
It grows big like Jack and the Beanstalk.
And if you touch it, it grows bigger, and sometimes it makes it bigger. Yeah.
Don't be intimidated. Just embrace.
As I say, it may only be 5 inches, but some women don't like it that wide.
Oh my God! That is
anyway, everybody on the panel, I have got to go out in 5 minutes, so I'm going to close the stream.
He was mortified.
Well, I've got to go pick the wife up from the choir, Steve. So
oh no, I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you.
That's all right. So I thank you all for coming on this coffee. I don't know whether Jeanette wants.
Yeah, this was great.
Panel on Air Street on Air Channel, Jeanette.
What? Say that again.
Do you want to carry on with it on your channel?
I've got a few things to do, Keith. So I might do one a bit later on this afternoon. You know, I've got my job sorted. So I did a few, you know, before I came live, and then I've got a few things I need to get done.
Is it tonight that girl's doing?
I was going to say, like, I can carry it over onto my channel if you would like.
Okay, then.
Yeah, I've got things to do.
I've got things to do. Like,
is it tonight that girl's doing her live stream with Bella?
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah.
Oh, before you go, Mr. Eagles, when's the karaoke night? Is that still happening with Random Gail?
Yeah, she's going to do it one Saturday night, but I don't know when. I'll
basically work dictating a schedule at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still waiting. Okay, right. Okay. How do you enter? Like, are you allowed to enter, or is it just you've got to watch, or you got to be subscribed?
No, you just get in touch with her and say you're willing to come on.
And you got to pay us all £5, and you got to give Jeanette some
£5. £5.
Anyway, I'm closing it down.
Yeah, all right, Keith. Thank you.
Thanks for all coming on, and I'll see you all later.
Take care.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.